Now, this is going to get you talking this morning. British scientist and health expert Samantha Decombel recently had her invitation to speak at a European scientific conference cancelled because she was 7 months pregnant.
Now, this week, months after getting the boot, Samantha finally received an apology via email, but she wants the conference organisers to issue a public apology to help ensure that her experience doesn't happen to someone else. And she joins us now. Thank you for coming in, Samantha.
Thank you for having me.
So, Samantha, you're clearly really angry about this.
Yes, I was very shocked and very angry when I had the original email that withdrew my invite. Absolutely.
Why is it that you were so angry with the fact of what they said? Is it the way that they said what they said, or is it the principle?
I think it's absolutely the fact that it happened in the first instance, the fact that someone thought that it was OK to make that decision on my behalf, that I wasn't, of the right mind to be able to make my own decisions as to what would be best for myself and my baby.
Yes, I mean, it seems so ancient, that kind of view of a pregnant woman. In fact, at 7 months, 6 or 7 months pregnant, I felt the best, actually, in my pregnancy, and you look really well. And,
Thank you.
Up for anything. You flagged this up to them, didn't you, to start with?
I did.
Because of travel. So tell us how that came about.
I did. So in the first instance, the external events organisers were aware from the very start of my pregnancy. I'd specified that I would prefer to travel to Brussels by train on the Eurostar. It would be more convenient for me. It would save me having to get a doctor's note because I understand many airlines require you to have a doctor's note after 7 months.
After 7 months, yeah.
Absolutely. So I flagged this up with them. With the events organisers, there was absolutely no problem. It was only a month or two down the line when I was put in touch with the European Commission that were organising the travel arrangements that this became an issue, and I received that email.
And you got an email from them saying, after a reflection, our colleagues from the European Commission are not very enthusiastic to take a risk for your health, making you travel to Brussels at this late stage of your pregnancy.
Absolutely, yes. And I have reread it about 5 times, and then I asked
100.
and then asked colleagues in the office to come over and have a look and just check I wasn't overreacting at all.
Yeah, I suppose some could say, well, maybe they were concerned for your health. Maybe they thought travelling at that stage in your pregnancy maybe would be a little bit much for you, and that their concern was for you. What do you say to that argument?
I say it's very much down to choice, and the only individual that should be making that decision is the woman herself, because I'm not going to say that every woman would have made the decision that I did to go and speak at a conference that late in pregnancy. I know a lot of women do experience, tiredness towards the later stages. For myself, I'm very fit, I'm very active. The work I do certainly is...
Well, yes, you're a fitness and genetics expert. I mean, so you absolutely in health, you know all about that. So you're the person
co-founder
that knows.
of a fitness genetic testing company, and certainly like to sort of live the lifestyle, as it were, go to the gym still.
So what did you do? So they said that on reflection, the European Commission think best for you to stay at home. What did you do at that point? Because I would have been furious.
Absolutely. I emailed them straight back, as you can imagine. A very sort of well thought out, long email, sort of asking them to reconsider their position, highlighting the fact that this should be down to the woman's individual choice. A lot of women, again, particularly with this conference, it's looking at scientific researchers and helping them sort of encourage scientific researchers to get involved in entrepreneurship. And one big issue we have in science and in STEM subjects in general is women dropping out.
Getting women involved. Yeah.
Absolutely, getting women more involved. And actually having me there, I suggested would be a fantastic role model to say you can combine family, you can still do research, you can still run a business while pregnant and while being a mum.
And you obviously responded to their email. You didn't get a response, and then 6 weeks later you tried to get in touch again, and then you finally got a short reply from them.
I did.
And at this point, you sort of reached boiling point and you decided to take to social media.
Well, yes, they as you say, they ignored my first email. I emailed again about 6 weeks later, saying how disappointed I was. They then came up with some alternative excuses, which again I said I wasn't happy with, and I want them to address the original reason that they'd uninvited me. And then they just shut me down. It was just, we're not going to engage with you anymore on this. So I took advice from my local MP. She advised me to get some legal advice. I spoke to a lawyer at Keystone Law, who told me that the best thing to do would be to put out a press release. So let's highlight this issue, let's take a principled stand, and hopefully it will be picked up. You know, we can basically make a point of the fact that this is something that shouldn't happen.